In the final round of the Malaya Environmental Systems Offaly Senior Hurling Championship, it was Birr who would face off against Seir Kieran. Seir Kieran needing a win and a result to go their other ways to stay out of the relegation final. While Birr already assured of a quarter final, they were looking to get another win to maintain momentum. It was Seir Kieran who would open the game the better, with Joe Bergen going back to hit a long range free in the field in Lusma, and Bergen making good connection, sending it over Brian Mullen's crossbar. But it was Birr who immediately went on the attack as Stephen Lonergan got that ball out as far as Sean Ryan. Ryan steadied himself, steadied the feet and knocked a good score over the bar for Birr. Seir Kieran, though, determined to get a result to give themselves a chance of staying out at relegation final. It was Kevin Murray floating in a line ball, went in and straight over Brian Mullins' crossbar, making brilliant connection with it, did Murray. It was Birr, though, who would go through with Oisin Kelly finding Paul Cleary. Cleary lining out in the unfamiliar position of corner forward, and Cleary gave Owen Coughlin no chance in the goal, blasting home the game's opening goal. Seir Kieran, though, were playing good stuff early on in the game as Joe Bergen collected that ball. He raced away, sent a good ball into the forward line for Seir Kieran to chase. This time Kevin Dunn getting the ball. Dunn turning his marker Michael Verney onto his left hand side and getting another good point from play for Seir Kieran. It was Seir Kieran who continued to win good ball inside, and Kevin Dunn looking lively in the corner. He collected possession once again, got back onto his left, fired a good ball across the face of goal where Shane Ryan showed good vision, collected that ball, good touch and fired beyond Brian Mullins in the goals for Birr to give Clarine an early lead. With Seir Kieran ahead by 2, they were on the move, and Joe Bergen blocked down that time from Stephen Lonergan. Got a good ball up the field once again. This time Seir Kieran showing some good pace inside. James Rooney getting back onto his left under pressure and maintaining a good early start for the men from Clarine. Clarine continued to make use of that possession early doors as Chris Connors, turn provider this time for Adrian Hines. Hines from the middle of the field, settling himself and firing over a beautiful effort from halfway. Birr just couldn't get to grips with Seir Kieran early in this game, and Seir Kieran continued to make use of that possession. James Rooney firing a brilliant score, just turning on a sixpence, firing over off his left hand side as Clarine went further and further clear. It was Kevin Dunn who was still busy in that forward line. He came out around the middle of the field, collected the ball under pressure and fired over another lovely score for the men from Seir Kieran to give them a really healthy advantage in this first half. As Packy Maroney looked to set up another score, he burst out of defence, got away from Owen Pilkin. Pilkin got in the hook there, but it was Maroney who went forward, got it as far as Christopher Connors. Connors, the captain, he got over another good score for Seir Kieran as the half drew towards a close. With Seir Kieran holding a 7-point lead, Birr were trying to burr their way through, and Sean Ryan made a good run, got the ball out as far as Emmett Nolan. Nolan took on the Seir Kieran defence. He got back onto his right hand side and popped over a much needed score for the men from Birr. But Seir Kieran were busy again once again. The far end, Shane Ryan got another ball out towards Adrian Hines. Hines onto his left with a quick snapshot, and he fired it over the bar as Seir Kieran looked to go in at half time with a sizable lead. They continue to pile on the pressure once again, and Shane Ryan looking lively in this opening half. He collected, shortened the grip on the hurl and got another fine score for himself for Seir Kieran. Seir Kieran continued to try and play out from the back. Ryan showing as busy as ever, having a very good half for Seir Kieran. His shot carried the whole way over Brian Mullins' crossbar, aided by that breeze, just carried enough to get another good score for Seir Kieran. But Birr needed something special, needed to react quick as Owen Cahill took on his man. Cahill was coming in along the end line and fired a shot just over Owen Coughlin's crossbar to give Birr a much needed score coming up to half time. Brian Watkins then collected around the middle of the field, let in a high ball, wasn't overly dealt with in the square, and Oisin Murphy got a flick on it, but it was eventually blasted to the back of the net for Birr to give them a big lifeline coming up to half time. That goal by Colin Mulrooney. But Joe Bergen would end the half with another score for Seir Kieran. He tapped over a 20-metre free to maintain Clarine's lead going into the end of this half. And at half time, Seir Kieran gave themselves a lifeline. Shinrone had led by 3 in their game in Crinkle, and Seir Kieran had a healthy advantage at half time in this game in Lusma as Birr looked to get to half time and regroup. It was Birr who came out all guns blazing in that second half, with Owen Cahill lofting over a fine free from his own half to get Birr off the mark once again. And it was Paul Cleary. He's been returning to full fitness after injury. He got a good ball away as Birr looked to charge forward once again. This time Colin Mulrooney got through on goal. Mulrooney shot blasting off the crossbar as Birr looked to really pile on the pressure. But it was Sir Kieran who still maintained their lead. Another good high ball coming in there from Éanna Murphy. And with Shane Ryan almost getting in for another goal. But that was saved that time by Brian Mullins on the line. Ryan didn't make the cleanest of connection with it, but Mullins, as cute as ever on the line, alert to deflect that ball away. As Joe Bergen fired over the resulting 65, Sir Kieran kept their advantage intact. The game was swinging end to end now as Birr started to look for a foothold in the game. Emmett Nolan getting a brilliant score from beyond halfway off his left hand side and just about carried over Owen Coughlin's crossbar once again as Birr looked to race back into this match. Owen Pilkington this time picked out Owen Cahill, and Cahill from the halfway line, he fired over another good score. Some great shooting by both sides from the middle of the field, and Cahill with another fine score from Birr. Sir Kieran looked to keep their noses in front once again as the captain, Christopher Connors, he got a ball out in the wing, found space and fired a shot over the bar for Sir Kieran as the game started to heat up. It was still Sir Kieran who led by 4. Owen Cahill took a quick line ball this time out as far as Colin Mulrooney. Mulrooney with a quick hand pass back, and Owen Cahill with a flick of the wrist get another good score over the bar for the men from Birr. Sir Kieran were still plugging away at the other end. Birr had improved into this match, but Sir Kieran just kept their noses in front, with Joe Bergen winning a ball from that ruck and popping a score over the bar for Sir Kieran. And Bergen once again with a brilliant catch. He made space for himself. Bergen got onto the wing, shortened the grip and off his right hand side got another beautiful score for Sir Kieran. Once again, Paddy Mulrooney turned provider for Sir Kieran. Little ball up the wing towards Shane Ryan. Ryan looked to beat off his marker from a narrow angle. Ryan fired over a beautiful score from a really acute angle in Lusma to give Sir Kieran another lift. But Birr were playing well the other end as Emmett Nolan knocked down that ball as far as Tom Bulger. Bulger made an angle for himself, and with a quick flick, Bulger under pressure got a good score for Birr as Birr really started to roar into this game. Birr still trailing by 4. At this stage, Emmett Nolan was getting more involved in the play, and this time Nolan forced a brilliant save by Owen Coughlin out for a 65, which Owen Cahill duly obliged by scoring and lofted over another good score for Birr as they slowly started to eat into that Sir Kieran lead. Cahill once again a brilliant free taker for Birr. He bisected the post with another free from 45 metres out as Birr slowly started to get back into this game. Once again, both sides showing their commitment as Paddy Mulrooney stole through, got a break of a ball, a quick hand pass out as far as Joe Bergen, Bergen back as far as James Mulrooney, and Mulrooney just settled himself, shortened the grip and got a score for Sir Kieran under pressure there from Brian Watkins, but Mulrooney had done enough to get his shot away. Birr continued to battle back into the game, and Tom Bulger got a ball in the corner, turned a good hand pass across as far as Owen Pilkington. Pilkington racing through from midfield, and he continued his forward momentum and fired over the bar for Birr once again. Cahill this time went back well into his own half backline, thought he had the measure of the free. He had the distance, had the accuracy to match, and Owen Cahill lofted over another huge score for Birr. Owen Coughlin taking down that shot that came in from Birr, got a ball up the field, but it broke kindly to Owen Cahill once again, and Cahill with another brilliant effort, just turning onto his left hand side over his shoulder for a superb score for Birr. With the game now level, Birr had clawed back that deficit from early on in the game, with Joe Bergen pointed Sir Kieran in front once again, as he's done so often before, from a free, and Clarine just maintained a narrow advantage. But it was Birr who were really up for this game. They wanted to keep their momentum going ahead of the quarter final, and Mulrooney once again got another good score for Birr as Birr just drew that game level once again. This was going to come down to a real narrow finish as both sides were looking to get the winner. Oisin Murphy this time turning provider, and Birr getting their noses in front. Coming near the end of the game, it was Birr who were coming with a wet sail. It was going to be Éanna Murphy with the last chance for Sir Kieran to get the win, but it was saved on the line, and Birr scrambled it away, and with that Kieran Kelly blew for full time, and after an entertaining contest, it was Birr 2 goals and 17 points, Sir Kieran a goal and 19.